Well, what's up, Gideonstactical family? Thanks so much for joining me on this particular episode as I'm hanging out in the Montana woods as we're about to cross over into our first month of full-time RVing. And to say that I am in love with Streamlight's EDC style of compact flashlights would be an understatement. The Streamlight Pro Tac series has been on my list of favorite regular carry EDC flashlights for years. And the USB powered MacroStream, this one in copper tone, giving you a little bit of a tactical flair because it always goes high first, then you have to double tap to go low. The black versions don't do that. Have been in my regular rotation for a long time. Well, when Streamlight revealed that they were going to produce the MacroStream, USB powered with 500 lumens of illumination, I knew I had to get my hands on it. And now, having been over a month of full-time use with this guy, and, you know, being on the road full-time in an RV, flashlights are like a must. They're an essential piece of equipment. I've had a lot of use with this little bad boy, and so today we're going to break it down for you, show you how it compares to the other Streamlights I just rolled in, and giving you some good data so you can make a good determination if the MacroStream might be the ideal blending of USB rechargeability, along with power that Streamlight with their quality always produces. But before we go any further, I got to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor who hooked me up with this flashlight so I can test it, review it, give you pros and cons so you guys can make a wise choice, and that's LA Police Gear. Now, LA's Police Gear has been online as a major distributor for about 2 decades now. They have an amazing track record of not only providing great customer service, but also providing a huge plethora of super well-known established brands. From Merrill and Magpul to 511, Leatherman and Spyderco, or brands like Streamlight, as well as their own well-established LA Police Gear brand of gear and apparel. And what is an added bonus is that we have a 12% off coupon code for you, and it's GT12 for you. And there will be a link over to LA Police Gear as well as that promo code in the description box. And you can use that code not only on the MacroStream or other Streamlight flashlights, but you can use that on any other purchase that you would like through LA Police Gear, and it'll take 12% off your purchase. And it not only lets them know that we sent you, but you get a great deal on awesome gear. So I want to encourage you guys, if this design does connect with you or other equipment in general, go check them out and use that hyperlink. It'll hook you up and it helps us continue to make content just like this. And so with that, let's take a look at this MacroStream. Well, since it is called the MacroStream, I figured we'd look at the size here first and just show you a little perspective. Here's its little brother, the USB powered MicroStream. And just for the sake of looking here, we're looking at just under about, I'd say 3 3/4 of an inch in length. And the MacroStream comes in at about 4.5 inches overall length, and its brother, the ProTac 1L-1AA, comes in at about 4 1/4 overall length. So you can see there, though it is the largest of all three, just barely and not much larger in length than its sibling over here, and not even an inch longer than its little brother. And it's going to come in right in the middle of overall diameter, making it pretty nice and slim, and it comes in at only 2.2 ounces. Now, one thing I always look for in my EDC flashlights is a pocket clip that I can also attach to the bill of my hat, because you might be surprised how much that becomes useful when you're needing to do hands-free stuff. And I tend to wear a hat about 80% of the time. And so what's nice about this one is it has the exact same style as its little brother, just a little bit beefier. It is a removable pocket clip if that's something that you did want to do, but it does attach and clamp on really nice and tight with that deep ride, only having about 1/4 of an inch sticking out, which is a good, nice deep ride aspect to it, but a really generous loop over as well that I can easily attach to my hat to then basically create a headlamp, and it will actually ride deeper than its sibling, the ProTac series, which I really like. So for concealability in the pocket as well as versatility on the bill of the hat, this one really has it going on. So quick point of reference, the ProTac and other designs like that will have some aluminum points to kind of mitigate accidentally touching the button unless you really want to activate it. The downside is sometimes I accidentally hit the lips and I don't activate it right away when I want to. Whereas on the macro and micro streams, they protrude, the button and the switch protrude past the aluminum body, which makes it a little bit easier to activate. There is a slightly higher potential to activate it by mistake, but that is a mitigation aspect. Some flashlights will come with a total cap that you can then do a tail stand and kind of use it like an upside down lantern. None of these will do that, including the ProTac. It doesn't want to do that. So these lips are purely just a mitigation to accidentally bumping them, but I've never accidentally switched on the MacroStream with all of my use. All right, let's get these bad boys out of here. We may refer to them at some point in the future throughout this video, but for the most part, want to focus now purely on the MacroStream. We got that nice switch right there as we've been talking about. Really easy to actuate. Turn off, turn on, like that. But you really got to like think about it. You can half tap, which is nice, and then release so you don't have to click it. But in order to activate it and actually leave it on, you really got to push that down. So that's something. And then as well as just to rotate through the two settings, there's only two, you just half tap. There you go. Go into lower setting, high. Let's see there, low. There you go. And that is easily activated and able to switch between the two settings that are available. And the high setting is going to be 500 lumens for 2 hours at 90 meters at 2000 CD. And so what that's going to offer you is kind of more of a flood feature than like that really tight punch in the middle, like some tactical lights. I would say attributing it not only for, you know, self-defense roles. If you had to, you could absolutely blind somebody if they're coming up on you real quick and give you that momentary ability to defend yourself or assess the situation, do what needs to be done, which I always look for in the flashlight that I'm carrying. So I really like that feature, but it tends to kind of flood the area, giving you actually a little bit more to see. And what I'm finding as somebody who's on the road a lot and a lot of campsites, I actually like that. I can see more around me, and it's not as if you will, tubular in its throw. So that some people like that and they really want that really intense center and then lighter in the middle. This one tends to be a little, it still has that, but it's a little bit more of a flood feature that I have seen. And then the low setting is 50 lumens for 8 hours. And that's 30 meters, and that's 220 CDs. So it has two different features. That's all there is to mess with. There's not all these different weird programming settings and 50 different things that you can do, and you know, all the different weird stuff that is available that sometimes is fantastic, but sometimes can get kind of overcomplicated. What I've always appreciated about the micro and macro series, as well as a lot of other Streamlights, is that they're pretty straightforward. It's like, this is what it can do, and it can do that really easily and really well. And if that's what you're looking for, then that's what you want in a Streamlight. And so that's what I appreciate about this. It gives you a really good punch, and of the three that we just have been looking at, this is gonna have the highest lumen count, and the fact that we can recharge it with a USB plug is a really big benefit. Now the downside obviously is when it's dead, and you gotta recharge it, so that's something that you have to consider. And we'll take a look there at that USB port. It will come with a USB cable, micro USB for charging, as well as a lanyard. So you will have that. It does come with a lifetime warranty, and I haven't had any water issues. We've got a really good gasket right there to seal that sucker up when you have closed it. And we do have a really nice O-ring right there, and then our rechargeable battery. And as somebody who has very limited space, limited weight, and batteries are not always most accessible to me, and I don't like carrying a bunch, I'm trying to mitigate as much as possible, having something that I can just plug in at the end of the night, recharge if need be, and then go rock and roll again is something that I really appreciate at this season of my life more than ever. So as we wrap this up, pricing is going to come in at under 50 bucks. And again, those links will be for you guys below. And that's, I believe, is a really good price point for the rechargeability, the name that we know, and the lifetime warranty from Streamlight, but also the capabilities that we're seeing here. What I see and what I've been using now here is a flashlight that is easily recharged, gives me a lot of illumination and gives me hands-free capability with the 2 different settings, and it's not super complicated that I gotta mess with 5 different settings to get what I need, and it's great for general use and EDC tasks. Now, I would not say it's the best tactical light out there. There are other options. I would argue even the ProTac having that strobe feature as well as the little bit more intense center beam, even though it's a lower lumen, might be something that's a little bit better if you're looking for more of a compact tactical light. But for most of us, having that ability as a backup, being able to blind if need be, but really using it more as a general utility flashlight, this has a lot going for it and hitting a good price point. But folks, I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the MacroStream? How do you like it if you already own it? And if not, if there are any details or aspects that I missed, I look forward to reading the comment section below and doing my best to answer those comments for you. And I always appreciate you guys coming over, and I hope that this video has been informative and giving you the data and aspects to this flashlight so you can make a wise choice on whether or not the MacroStream is worth putting in your EDC illumination rotation or not. You know, if there's another Streamlight or something else in general that might be a better feature for you. That's what I always want to do with these videos. And so with that, I invite you to check out the other video popping up. I invite you to subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber here to the channel. And until next time, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.